Alright guys, we're back. We got a returning guest. This bottle of Wandering Hop Brewing Gooey Fudge Brownie coming in at 10.5. Get a little look at the write-up right there from the Confectionery Explorer series. This is a big, sweet stout. Let's go ahead and crack it. I put up a little hanger here because I got tired of having my bottle opener off-site. So I put a little hanger right here on the side of my brush display. So, kind of cool. I got tired of walking every single time to go get a fucking bottle opener. Figured why not just have one right on site. Oh yeah. We got ourselves our Wandering Hop Tiku right here. I'm a member of the Mug Club over at Wandering Hop. This is a local guy. I'll set that to the side. So yeah, we'll get a look at that right there. Those are like little leaves, I suppose. And then there's the little mascot of the brewery. Very dark. Kind of has a roasty top and roasty smell. Oh yeah. Just moving some stuff around. That is a big wave of chocolate. Just a ton of chocolate. Little bit of roast underneath, but it's like a lot of chocolate. It's sweet, it's chewy. This is a dessert beer through and through. Very nice though. It's very rich. This is one that you might want to split with your spouse unless you have a sweet tooth. But that's that. Hang that up and we will get into it. So, we are going to be using some Muhle shaving cream. This is in the Sandalwood scent. This one was sent to me by the Razor Company, and I figured I would give it a go. I don't know if they wanted me to use it for their channel, or they're just giving it to me just as part of the welcome package. I don't know. But I wanted to give it a shot regardless because I don't use too many shaving creams. So this is what it comes in. A tube such as this. It has 2.5 fluid ounce right there. And you can see it has the directions on the back as well. I guess no ingredients right there. No ingredients directly on the tube, but it does have some on the box. You get a look at that. Alright, so it came out and it kind of looked, maybe I'll just do this, kind of looked a little bit like that. So it reminds me a lot of Cremo, which Cremo is also a shaving cream. I'm just going to kind of smear that across the base of my neck like so. I did whip up a lather off cam. I got it right here. As you can see, this doesn't whip up into much. It does say on the directions that to use a shaving brush. So it is meant to be lathered with a shaving brush. But more so, I would say maybe just to be distributed with a shaving brush because it didn't whip up into much at all. And I purposefully chose the Thäter not only because it's traditional, kind of like the Muhle items are, but this is a less densely packed badger brush, and I just kind of figured, you know, I wanted to give this a fair shake. You know, using a synthetic might have been the safest bet, but I still wanted to keep it traditional and use a badger brush, which is, you know, traditional, natural hair. But this one isn't very dense, and so I wasn't really worried about it eating the lather, or at least I don't typically have issues with it eating the lather with most artisan products. But I just don't think this is designed to whip up into a dense lather. What I have is a kind of I don't want to say airy. It's not quite airy, but it's just low density lather is all it is. And I added like 3 additions of water where I just dipped the tips ever so slightly into, you know, my sink full of water down here, and I let it kind of drip off so that I wasn't adding a ton of water at any time. And it took all 3 without like breaking down or washing out, but I didn't really add a ton of water. Like, if I'm being honest, I didn't add a whole lot of water. It wasn't whipping up into much, so I didn't want it to kill it. Now the thing is I didn't use what I showed you on my fingertip. I probably used like 4 times that amount in the bowl, and then as you saw, I added that to my neck as well. We're going to be using the Karve stainless steel with the aluminum open comb C plate that is the base plate. So, and we got a Wizamet Blade with who knows how many uses on it. So the leather doesn't look like airy by any means, but it's just kind of a low density rather. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I don't think this is designed to be, you know, the best artisan shaving cream experience out in the world. I think it's meant to be, you know, like an easily accessible, no frills experience. And I think it definitely does that. It whips up into a lather almost immediately, and it was really like no nonsense. You know, it worked right away. So that's good. And the sandalwood scent, it's pleasant. It's not gonna win any awards, I don't think, but it's just straight up sandalwood. And it's about a 3 out of 10, so it's not gonna blow your socks off either. It's pretty light, but it's just a pleasant, straightforward sandalwood. I would say it has a little bit of sweetness as well, but not too dry. So this first pass went by fairly smoothly. Similar to the Cremo products, it does have a fair amount of slickness, which is really all you'll ever need, but it just doesn't whip up into a show lather, and I think you'd kind of be hard pressed to do it without using a whole hell of a lot of product. It's not going to be very dense or impressive. It's just going to make a thin layer over your skin. But at least it's slick, and that's really all you need, like I said. Alright. Let's try to scoop together the remaining lather in this bowl, which is that tiny little pouch there. And I'll try to distribute that evenly. It's I don't think you'll need much because it does have good slickness. But in the same token, we kind of want that dense layer. But I think we'll survive. This second little bit that I pulled out of the tub seems a little bit less hydrated than that first bit. But I'm happy to see that it's not like breaking down and dissipating. So that is definitely a bonus. That kind of sets apart the, decent quality stuff from the cheap, not very good stuff. Is whether or not it's going to break down on you and start dissipating before the shave has even finished. And especially on these shaving videos where you're typically taking a little bit longer than normal because you're trying to carry a dialogue. So here I'm just adding in a little bit more water. I don't think it needed it. It was very slick. Even when I just put that like initial little bit on my finger and just kind of moved it around, I could feel it was very slick even before it was in lather form. This is, you know, a true sense of a shaving cream. I know some of the artisans, they make shaving creams as well, but theirs are kind of a lot more like a crope. The end product is a lot more like a crope, whereas it's still has some level of firmness, and it's not, you know, entirely how can I put it? It's not what you would typically expect from a cream. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a little bit more solid. But I'm having absolutely no issues, like, performance-wise with this. Like I said, I can tell it has plenty of slickness, so that's good. I wish it had more scent strength. And it's only, I don't know what the cost is because, like I said, this was sent to me for free. But it's only 2.5 ounces in this tube. And I feel like for the amount that I used today and the results that I got today, I don't feel like that would last very long. So depending on what the price is, kind of sets what kind of value this really is going to end up being. But does it work? Yeah, it works. It's not the best. And typically, you know, this isn't specifically why I don't use a lot of creams, but it is kind of typical for creams to be just a little bit less impressive than the shaving soaps. But I think that'll do it. We did get a very close shave. It definitely did the job. I'll say, like, residual slickness wise, I know I just wet my hands, but my doesn't have the best residual slickness. That initial slickness is pretty on par, no problems. That residual, it's kind of bone dry after you let it sit uncovered for a second. Pretty bone dry, so that's, you know, again, not very impressive. So, definitely not the worst product, but not the best either. Nice scent. Wish it was stronger. It was a nice slickness, but I wish it had more residual slickness. I wish it had a little bit more density to it. Give you that luxury feel. But it was really easy to lather. On the other hand, the tube platform is always good for like travel applications, like as a travel soap or a travel cream rather. And then that was with a natural hair badger brush, so I imagine it could be a little bit better of an experience if you were to do it with a synthetic brush. Either way, it got the job done. And so, can't be all that bad if it, you know, provided a platform for a great shave, so. That's always the caveat, you know. I can talk all day about how it's not slick enough, not dense enough, it's not fragrant enough, but if it gave me a good shave, then it's plenty good enough, you know what I mean? That's just the facts. Alright. Put the Lancaster to the side. We'll take another sip. And we're going to finish up. This is the matching Sandalwood Aftershave Balm. As of right now, skin doesn't feel that hydrated after using that. You know, when I use a lot of these artisan shaving soaps, immediately after the shave, let me get that in focus there. Immediately after the shave, using an artisan shaving soap, my skin will feel like really nourished, really hydrated. But after using that, it's kind of like immediately dry. So this is what the aftershave balm looks like. I'll pop the cap off. This is what we got here. Let me just pull this off. It looks like there's a little lid on the foam. And we'll just pour a little bit onto the finger here. Oh, there we go. Whoa. That really comes out. So let's kind of distribute this around. We definitely loaded up a lot. We might have to get some of this on the forearms and everything. Feels a little bit oily, but it's not. Doesn't feel too heavy. Let me get some on the neck. Hopefully it soaks in quickly. It's always, when using a aftershave balm, that's always kind of an attribute that people look for, is for it to absorb quickly and not leave a greasy, oily feeling behind. Some of that out of my finger there. Alright, so as of right now, it does feel a little bit oily. I guess we'll have to touch back and see if that was actually, you know, a good quality balm or not. But that'll be for a later video. Alright, so decent shave. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thank you for all the support. Hope you enjoyed it. Cheers.